Smash the boards and jump down. Hopefully it doesn't make too much noise. Oh, hi, frightened man. Hello. I said hello. Please don't hurt me. I'm just a line cook. The cook's darting eyes are wide open, and behind them you see pure animal terror. If you let me go, I won't tell anyone, I promise. Why are you locked in the kitchen? Wait, you're not with those guys out there? Well, I just thought... You thought what? I thought you're one of them. You know, the gangers who took over and shot the place. I work... He catches himself. That is to say, I worked for the previous owners. When the shooting started, I shut myself in here. Whoever they are, they haven't figured out how to override my keys yet. It's been a day and a half. I don't know how much longer I can stay in here. Who's the stiff by the sink? That's the head chef, Felix. He took a hit to the chest when they raided this floor. I thought I could stop the bleeding, but, the cook lowers his gaze to the floor at his feet. I couldn't. Why does this require an intelligence 3? Sorry to hear it. Yeah, thanks. Tell me anything you can about this place. Okay, I think there's some sort of chop shop in room 401, like low-level street dock stuff. I had to deliver room service there one day when we were short-staffed. What I saw when they opened up the door scared the jack out of me. People hooked up to tubes and stuff. The door code was 5870 if you want to take a look. Okay, I need to get moving. Wait, you'll help me out here, won't you? I mean, you're not just going to leave me to die here, are you? There's still gangers out there. You'd be safer in here. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. I'll just stay in there, then. The line cook steals a glance at the dead chef lying crumpled by the sink. With him. Anything I can pick up back here? No? Okay. Oh yeah, it's looking great down here. Shit. Well, they know I'm here now. No smoking for us. Bang. Oh yes, of course. And of course it's crit damage, because what else would it be? Oh man, there's so many. There's so many. Oh god, this is a mistake. You need to heal, sir. Please be more accurate. Bang. Oh wow, one shot! Get wrecked, fuckers. No. Please stop. Thank you. I cannot heal him in any way. Wow. Please stop. Yeah. Oh, at least she's one-shotting people. Hey, that's not allowed. Only I'm allowed to heal. That's how that works. Yay, everybody's dead. I have killed them all. That is the elevator. Okay. Yeah, then this is security, I believe. Alright. So you got search guest register by name, search guest register by room number, and admin services. Press the 1 key. His name was like Wintergreen, right? Damn. Was it greens plural? Okay, I don't... Enter admin password. I don't know what the admin password is. And I have no way to figure out what the admin password is. So what's the point? I don't even have the option to deck it. Like, it seems completely fucking useless. Oh, what's this? Maintenance key fob. Well, hopefully that lets me get into everywhere that I want. Maybe I can tell the guy that all the people here are dead and he can leave. Hello, sir. I took care of the guys outside. You should be able to make a run for it. Thank you. I'm as good as gone. Did I not get karma for rescuing the man? Guess not. Alright, yeah, I don't think there were anything on the third floor that I couldn't get to. Shouldn't I be able to get in by virtue of having maintenance? Or is that only for, like, this shit? What's this? Pick up. A frag grenade. Well, that's fantastic, but that really wasn't worth it. Okay, why don't they just... Because I know I have... Yeah, that's really annoying. Okay, they put it in here, but why not just have it on the thing and then I don't have to remember? 5870. And how am I supposed to get into those other rooms? I don't even have the opportunity to deck. The door unlocks. Yeah, no shit. Oh, hello. You're gonna die real hard. Oh, this probably means there's more people. Yeah, there they are. Oh, enough baby. Of course there's fucking enough baby. Ow. Oh, there's another one. He's like, ouch. What do you mean I was second watch? They're fucking there. Correct. Stop throwing explodey shit. I do not appreciate it, sir. I want to heal Dietrich. There we go. Wait, just because I can heal doesn't mean you can't. I have to keep going over these rules. Oh, come on. Really? Haha. Get fucked. Piece of shit. Pick up. Auto injector. Mission item. It's a schematic. Why would I need a schematic? And an advanced medkit. Can I not be like, yo, bitch, how's it going? No? Okay. Because I have a card to get into whatever maintenance area I want. I wonder if there's any places on the first and third floor that I wasn't able to get into before. Oh, he's in room 405. Okay. Read the attached notes. Guy in the master suite on 4 asked for his room code to be changed again. Paranoid son of a bitch. Anyway, dude's been renting one of our biggest rooms for months, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much. The new code is 1989. Oh, yeah. I don't have an admin password. Look at me go, just way ahead of everybody. Oh, what was it? 1989. The door unlocks. I bet he's not in here. It's also not much of a suite. Oh, I think he's dead. That is definitely a corpse. The scene is eerily familiar. The dead man is still jacked into his smoldering computer, his face contorted into a mask of pain. Blue smoke spills from his data jack, like Monica. And there's something else. The man's outline is wrong. It takes a moment for the realization to sink in. His back is bent in an impossible angle. Jesus. Looks like he convulsed hard enough to break his own spine. Is that even possible? Glory gestures at the twisted form on the carpet. You tell me. Iger kneels beside the corpse, bending to peer at his face. Matches the description that Alta gave us, its green winters. She straightens, glancing back over at the body before returning her attention to you. This would happen to Monica? I suspect that it would have. We jacked her out in time to prevent it. Too bad I didn't have anybody to jack him out. He'd have been just fine. Right, Ager? Maybe. Ager takes another glance at the smoldering corpse, and you can see doubt growing in her eyes. I don't know. Kneeling to inspect the body, you find smears of blood on the carpet under Winter's right arm. Moving the arm aside, you can find a number written across the floor. 91612. You use your PDA to take a hollow pick of the number and the body, then step away. Hanging on the wall is a large, gaudily framed painting, an impressionist landscape inexpertly rendered in splotches of cheap acrylic. The nameplate on the frame reads Harz Mountains 2011. There's nothing here. Hanging on the wall is a large, gaudily framed painting, an unimaginative still life of some kitchen objects sitting on a table. There is a small lock safe installed in the wall behind the painting. A keypad mounted to its base glows invitingly. 91612. I think that's... Yay. Inside the safe, you find a bundle of old, well-worn media discs. The words, "Watch me," have been hastily written on the back of the topmost disc. Inspect them. The disc labeled "Watch Me" looks almost new. The others are clearly much older, and many of them are badly scratched. The last two discs in the bundle are stuck together, and when you try to pile them apart, the readable surface of the bottom disc peels away. Take the discs. As soon as you finish with the safe, the nearby vid phone begins to ring. You know what? Fine. Hey there, Chief. Don't hang up. I've got a proposition for you. Who are you, and how did you know I was in this room? See the camera in the corner of the room? Glancing up, you notice a pair of security cameras. They're tiny things. They're Casey's call-out to blend in with the dingy wallpaper. Easy to miss if you didn't know where to look for them. Wave hi. I'm on the other side of them. You've probably noticed that this building is under new management, right? And judging by the fresh corpses that I'm seeing strewn all over the hotel, I'm gonna guess that you don't like the new guys any better than I do. Well, I'd like to make you an offer. You help cover my escape, and I'll get you into a secure vault on the top floor. Belong to the leader of this gang that used to run this place. Trust me, it's still secure. I set up the security protocols myself. The last decker that they brought in to take a crack at it came back on a stretcher. They haven't found too many volunteers since then. You're a decker, then. That'd be an understatement, chum. More accurate to say that I'm the decker. In these parts, at least. My handle on the Matrix is Blitz. Maybe you've heard of me. Afraid not. It's okay. I run in pretty rarefied circles. Alright, so tell me about the gang that used to run the hotel. They call themselves the Schwarzherzen, and they pretty much run Dragonfall until a few days ago. They weren't a pleasant bunch, but they were better than the jackasses we've got in here now. Why are you in this hotel, and how do you have access to the security system? I was in the hotel when it got taken over, and the new gang decided to keep me on staff, I guess you could call it. They put me in charge of Matrix security. I may be one of the hottest deckers in Berlin, but a bullet in the head will kill me just as dead as anyone else. Given the circumstances, I didn't see how I could refuse. So what's the deal with the new gang? They're terrible people, real bad guys, all of them. Look, I don't mean to rush you, but we can discuss all of this later, you know, after we get out of the building full of murderous thugs. Let's get back to business. What's in the vault? Gear, money, you know, a lot of good stuff. I'm going to need some specific examples if you want me to help you. Look, buddy, I just set up the matrix security for the thing. The old boss didn't let me set foot in the vault. He was a little paranoid, you know? But he was adamant that he wanted me to rig up some really killer ice, so there must be something of value in there. So how about it? You want to crack the vault or not? Alright, yeah, where do I meet you? Room 505 on the penthouse floor. Come rendezvous with me here and I'll take you to the vault. Oh my god, why do I keep yawning? Alrighty, let's go. I want to get into these rooms. Beep. Alright, penthouse suite. Let's go. Just over here, buddy. Let's talk to Blitz. Knew you'd come. I've always been a good judge of character. Since our meeting in person, I'll formally introduce myself. He nods his head in salute. Blitz, Decker Extraordinaire, at your service. Afer. The vault is just around the corner. Once we get there, I can unlock it with a few clicks on the keypad. Blitz offers you something between a smile and a smirk. Built myself a back door when I wrote the security system. Never hurts to be careful. Sounds good. Let's go. Ugh. Ooh, stuff to steal. I love stealing stuff. Advanced journal. I'll send it to my stash. I don't have... Maybe when I play the third game, I can pick something other than a shooty bang. I mean, for a really shitty rundown hotel, this floor is moderately okay. Of course there's enemies. Why wouldn't there be? Bang. No. Glory should probably heal at some point. No. Damn. Ow. Ow. You guys really hate her, don't you? Sorry, Glory. Of course you missed. Let's do a quick heal. Ouch. I want the sniper rifle. Sniper rifles are cool. Wow. Wow. Yay, they're dead. Get fucked. Anything in here? Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Although I still don't see why they wouldn't have bathrooms, like, in the actual fucking hotel room. Alright, here we go. Tap, tap, tap. Done. Wait, when did this thing get installed? Take cover. Drone control. Yeah, we can't do anything about that. Oh, of course you missed. Maybe you can do something with this. Nope. Zap. Get wrecked. Enraged troll. Gonna do something? Hello? That was fucking weird. You're right next to him! How did you fucking miss? You could just stabbed him with your throwing knives. Achievement unlocked, shoot straight. Oh. I don't know what that was for. Let me go look. Successfully attack an enemy with a chance of less than 30% to hit. It really feels less than 30% to hit. Ouchies. There we go. Too bad we didn't have any drone control, but I guess that's what happens when I can't do absolutely fucking everything. Beep. Optional, loot the vault. Let's look at the drone. The drone appears to be broken. All I need to do is hover in place. It's my drone now. Let's send that to my stash. Let's open the safe. I got money. Oh, this is my stash. I don't tend to take the drugs just because, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I'll just end up being addicted to it and it'll fuck me up. So, I'll just, sell them and have more money. Because I would definitely like to have better weapons. Oh, let's see if I can get him to deck the fucking thing that's on the first floor. Boop. Yay! Required a data jack. Let's add this to my stash for now. I'll get a data jack when I have the chance. Are there any other places that I haven't been able to get to because they're locked? I don't think so. I think that was the only one. Alright, time to fucking leave! I just killed a shitload of gangers, so I don't know what's gonna happen to this place after. But, yeah, let's get the fuck. Oh, wait, because I have, friends now, does that mean I have to, like, get them better equipment and shit? Hey, thanks for the assist. Can't tell you how happy I am to leave this place behind. Keep your thanks. It was just business. Hey, I gotcha. Business is business and all that. Say, speaking of business, you wouldn't happen to need a Nova Hot Decker, would you? Because I suddenly find myself unemployed. As it happens, we could use a Decker, yes. Excellent. Fantastic. I promise you, you won't regret it. Blitz has joined your team. Achievement unlocked. Nova Hot or not. I doubt I have a choice in the matter. I bet there won't be any other, Decker that I could get. Your team makes its way back to the nearest Huban station. 20 minutes later, you're on a return trip to the Cruise Bazaar, leaving the filth of Dragon Kip far behind. But the image of Green Winter's twisted corpse continues to linger in your mind. You lift one of the discs that you pulled from Winter's safe to the light. Reflections dance off of its surface. With luck, you have the answers that you've been looking for. Interesting how they're still using, like, CD discs in 2054, 55. And, like, we don't really even use them anymore. As you lead your team through the shadows, your companions will continue to develop and learn new combat skills. Clicking the icon in the lower right-hand corner of the screen will allow the crew advancement menu. When this icon is highlighted, one or more of your companions is eligible to learn a new combat skill. At each advancement level, you may choose one of two possible combat skills for each of your runners. Choose wisely. Okay. Hey guys. Hello, Samuel. Hello again, my friend. What can I do for you? I'd like to talk about your organization. Are you accepting donations? Yes, my friend, we are now ready to open up donations once again. Thanks to your kind assistance, the shelter is now fully stocked with blankets and space heaters, and we have enough rice, salt, and barley to last through the winter. But guaranteeing the physical well-being of the Cruise Bazaar's needy is only a part of the equation. We must see to their mental well-being as well. Our next goal is to fully stock the library. Here you go. Samuel's eyes widen. This is incredibly generous. Thank you, my friend. Not a big deal, Sam. Do good with it. Marvelous. Truly marvelous. With this contribution, we have reached our second goal. We will put this money to use stocking the library with a full range of literature, philosophy, poetry, and training manuals. Thank you again for your help, effort. You've made a tremendous difference to this community. Happy to help, Sam. The Cruise Bazaar needs more people like you, my friend. Bye. Hello, Lane. Do you have anything to tell me? I said hello. The old troll putters about, his artificial joints complaining loudly. He seems heavier today than when you first met, and he takes your approach as reason to seat himself and rest. I understand they put you in charge of Monica's outfit. Word travels fast around here. Hell, an old man farts and kids across town complain of it. You need something from me? How are people handling the loss of Monica? I think most are still in shock, but just you wait. That'll pass, and then the panic sets in. Few folks have any real discipline around here. Monica kept them calm, by keeping them safe. Now that she's gone, they're going to start realizing what a heap of misery this blasted city can be. You don't seem too worried, though. Already died once. Every day since is just a bonus. A tired, painful bonus. Really doesn't matter that much to me, but to the rest, it's going to be a different story. Monica kept this place in one piece. She read the flux like a bird reads the wind or a fish reads the current. Without her, there's no telling what's going to happen. Anything else you want to know about? How about yourself? Let me guess, you want to know how I lost the legs. I wouldn't want to pry, if you're offering. Might as well hear it from me than one of the addle-brained kids running around. Lost the legs during the first Euro War, if you must know, in a bombing. Now you need something else from me? Nope, didn't mean to bother you. Schematic, auto-injector hyper. I found this schematic. Think you can help me up with this chrome? Very nice. The design appears to be simple enough. Yes, I should be able to provide you with this. It won't be cheap, though. Alright, let's get some... Oh, whoops. I had a broken drone. I, acquired this drone. Can you get it up and running again? Yeah, probably. It might take a bit of doing, though. I love working on these old corp drones. Can't make you any guarantees, but either way, it's on the house. I'll leave it in your hands. I'll start right now. See you later. Wait. Blitz looks up at your approach. The table beside him is littered with cigarette butts and a data jack cable dangles from a portable terminal set up by his side. Hey, Chief, you need something? Now that you're all settled in, I've got some questions for you. Blitz glances wistfully back at the terminal on the table, then turns back with a sigh of resignation. I suppose, but try to keep it short, okay, Chief? I've got things to do. So how long were you in the Dragon Kip? I ended up there after the anarchist revolution of 39. I was just a kid back then, too young to realize how good I was, how much money I could have made working the shadows. He shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. And so, being young and dumb, I fell in with the gang crowd, and that was that. You're a member of a drug gang. Why should I trust you? Why wouldn't you, Chief? I mean, just look at me. He does his best to give you a winning smile. I'm a trustworthy guy. Prove it. Tell me about the gang you ran with. Well, I don't know all that much, Chief. I wasn't a member of a gang leadership or anything. I'm not really sure why you care, either. Consider it a test. I need to know where your loyalties lie. He rolls his eyes. If that's what it's going to take for you to trust me, fine. Anything for you, Chief. Well, where to begin? When I first arrived at Dragon Kip, I spent some time taking in the lay of the land. The Schwarzhausen were still a pretty small gang, strictly street level, but I could see they were going places. I did a little pro bono decking for their leader, a fat little dwarf named Dieter. Soon enough, I was part of the family. For a drug gang, the Schwarzhausen were decent enough folks. I made a lot of money with them, helped them take the hotel in the first place. We had a lot of good years there. Then Dieter was killed in a firefight, and our happy little family fell apart. Was that when the hotel got attacked? Blitz takes a deep breath, shifts his weight from one foot to another. Not exactly. The Schwarzhausen maintained their hold on Dragon Kip, but the change of leadership was bad news for me. After Dieter kicked the bucket, his second-in-command took over. She was a real piece of work. Called herself Leonie Luster. She had a vicious streak a mile long, and she was none too fond of me. I can't imagine why not. I know! What's not to like? Maybe she felt threatened by my friendship with Dieter back before he ate the bullet, or maybe she was just jealous of my rugged good looks, who the hell knows. The point is, she went after me, vigorously. Within 24 hours of Dieter's death, I had a price on my head, and then the hotel got taken over. So that's what you need to know about the Schwarzhausen. They were a great gang, a powerful gang. I helped to make them that way. Then they had a management turnover and everything went to hell. Blitz rocks back on his feet, his hands in his pocket. That's it. End of story. Anything else you want to talk about? Unfortunately, I'm too stupid to ask him more questions. Nothing else. You look down to see a pair of bright eyes set into a scruffy face looking up at you. Aw. Puppy. Pet him. Woof. What do you have to say, Dietrich? Hey, boss, what can I do for you? How are you holding up? You seem to take Monica's death harder than the others did. Dietrich shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. Nah, no harder, but I'm less buttoned up than the others are. I reckon I'll never let herself show any weakness, and Glory, well, she's too full of chrome to feel much of anything. He shrugs. Me, I don't give a damn. I spent too much of my life putting on a show for others already. What do you mean by that? I used to front a punk band way back when. Believe it or not, I spent a pretty good chunk of my life on stage. Whenever we weren't playing, I was living up to our fans' expectations. Spouting off, getting into fights, getting drunk, getting laid. Not a bad life, all things considered. Wait a second, you can sing? He regards you with a critical eye. I was a front man for a punk band, boss. Fuck no, I can't sing. That's pretty true. Like, I know it's sort of part of the whole, like, fuck society and the system thing to not be able to hold a fucking tune, but man, so many more punk bands would be pretty good if some of them could hold a fucking tune, or knew how to play instruments well, or knew, like, what sounded good. Like, some of them just really don't sound good. He grins, but I wasn't half bad at riling up a crowd. What was your band called? Maybe we've heard of it. Oh, I doubt it, boss. We never really got any airplay. Since when did airplay have anything to do with good music? Fair point, boss. Alright, I'll tell you. The band was called Messerkampf, spelled just like it sounds in big capital letters with an exclamation point. We weren't a big act or anything. We sold a few records here and there, or toured around Europe. Same story you hear from a bunch of other washed-up old relics, I'm sure. We had a decent following in England, and we holed up in London from 31 to 36. Spent most of our time slumming it around the East End, and picked up enough Cockney to irritate the folks back home. He shakes his head. Truth be told, that whole chapter of my life is a bit of a blur. We didn't do it for the fans or the fame, and we sure as shit didn't care about money. All that mattered to us was staying young and drunk and angry. He takes a moment to examine his gnarled hands, a sad smile on his face. We managed the second two. Good God, where has the time gone? Dietrich shakes himself from his reverie and looks back up at you. The familiar easy grin returns to his face. Well, anyways, boss, everything ends eventually, and I washed my hands of all this years ago. So let's change the subject if you don't mind. How did you go from fronting a band to running the Shadows? Wasn't as big a leap as you'd think. I already had a healthy disrespect for authority, and I had the magic to back it up. One nice thing about shamanism, as long as you keep your idol happy, it doesn't matter what else you do. The Dragon Slayer chose me to be his servant, and as long as I was scrapping with someone bigger than me, he didn't much care whether I did it on stage or in the shadows. Alright, tell me about Dragon Slayer. He shrugs. Not much to tell. He chose me when I was just a kid. I could always feel him in my heart, goading me to laugh louder, hit harder, and get rowdier than the rest. Of course, my family didn't understand, but the hell with them, I thought. I knew that I was destined for greater things. So I listened to him, and I cracked the skulls of a lot of bad people. He saw this and was pleased and rewarded me with magic, and I used that magic to crack bigger, thicker skulls, and so on. He shrugs. It's a simple life, but a good one. Any thoughts? Well, we found winters, that's something, I guess. This whole thing has me feeling uneasy, boss, but at least we have a direction to look in. Gloria's expression remains distant, but her lips curl upward in a hint of a smile. Aiford, need something? Any thoughts about that last run? No, Aiford, nothing right now. Everything's still okay with you? You never need to worry about me, Aiford. I'm fine. Alright. Actually, I'd still like to know more about the chrome you're sporting. That's not a story I'm interested in telling out of context. If you really want to get into it, we're going to need to go back, way back. She stares at you with her cold, dead eyes. I'm not sure that you want to do that. You say that you'll give me answers when we talk about your past, so let's talk about it. Why do you care? There's no hostility in her voice. If anything, she sounds suspicious. Because I'm the leader of this team, and I need to know as much as I can about the runners who are working with me. She pauses for a moment, considering. Then she nods. Alright, fine. We can talk, but we're doing it on my terms. This is a long story, Aiford. Long and ugly and cruel. Are you sure you want to hear this? Please. Alright, I'm going to start at the beginning. Not for you, for me. I guess that it might help me to say all of this out loud. She takes a deep breath, then slowly releases it. When she speaks, her voice comes out in a cool monotone. My family lived in Stuttgart. It was a nice enough place, I suppose. My parents worked as wage slaves for IFMU. My mom was a good person. Once upon a time, my father was a decent person as well. That's what Mom always told me, but I never knew him that way. She pauses for a long moment. When she begins speaking again, some of the ice has fallen away from her voice. For the first time since you met her, Glory sounds alive. The dad that I knew was an old, damaged Euro War vet who turned to hardline religion to make sense of the world. In Stuttgart, that meant either the Ritter Christi or their fascist cousin, the Kreisritters. My father chose the latter path. I still remember hiding in my room when my father had his Kreisritter brothers over for prayer group. They would drink and get rowdy, then spend an hour or two rilling themselves up with talk about the heretics and the devil's work. Then they'd go find some poor elf or dwarf, stomp the living shit out of him, and drown him in the Neckar. Meanwhile, I'd be holed up at home with Mom, who would commemorate the event by drinking a bottle of wine and crying herself to sleep. Just elves and dwarves? I'd assume that a mage or an orc would make a more tempting target. What, you mean pick on a victim who could fight back? Glory shakes her head. No, my father and his pack of jackals were not for that kind of trouble. They had more than enough of the real combat when they were young men back in the Euro Wars. They just wanted to feel big and in control of their lives again, and it didn't matter to them who they hurt in the process. Anyway, aside from the fact that my dad and his buddies were a bunch of murderous assholes, life was pretty normal. I went to school, made friends, hung out with Mom, kid stuff. Then I turned 14 and everything went to shit. Glory pauses, then swallows hard. Ever so slightly, her cheeks flush red. Suddenly, she looks self-conscious, as if she's just snapped out of a trance. As quickly as it came, the flush of emotion disappears. I don't want to talk about this anymore. You don't need to say anything you don't want to, but if you ever want to talk, you know where to find me. Thank you for your understanding. Glory stares at you through cold, dead eyes. Now let's get back to the job at hand, shall we? Glory kind of reminds me of a Shadowrun character I have named Waves. Although Waves, I don't know, her family life was fine. It's just that at some point she got blown up to fuck. And now she's really like, alcoholic. Hi, Iger. Are you gonna be mad at me still? Iger turns to face you. There's a pained look on her face. Look, I owe you an apology. Oh, is that so? Yeah, it is. When Monica died, I was pissed. That probably doesn't come as a huge surprise, but I took that anger out on you and I shouldn't have. Seeing Winter's body like that was enough to convince me. You couldn't have done anything to help Monica, and I couldn't have either. We're dealing with something new. Monica was a good friend of mine. Her death hurt. I got carried away and I said some things I shouldn't have. I want to apologize for that. Just a good friend, huh? I don't know. I feel like they were like super lesbian with each other. That's my headcanon. Her body relaxes. She begins to turn away. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. There are a few things that I want to say. She stops and turns back to face you. You can see the wariness behind her eyes. Go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. I accept your apology, but if you ever insult me in front of the team again, you're gonna regret it. That's a promise. She nods appreciatively. Some backbone. That's good to see. Yay! Don't worry, I won't question your competence again. Not in front of the others, at least. But I won't lie, I still have concerns about you. That's your prerogative, but don't forget who leads this team. Don't worry, I won't. She turns away. You should go, fearless leader. I've got prep work to do for our next run, and you've got more important things to do than watch me pack my gear. I feel that happened a little quickly. I feel like maybe, like, I don't know, it depends on how long this game ends up being, but I think her coming around to you should take a little bit longer. Like, maybe another mission or two. Like, maybe you see Winters and, oh shit, he's gotten fucked. And that starts to sow the doubt into, like, what she thought. And then, like, maybe in another run, we see another body, like, you know, that's gotten all fucked, like Winters, like Monica, and then that's like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Let's talk to Amsel! Amsel's expression is harder than you've seen it before. When he speaks, his voice is grim. Iger told me of Green Winter's death. She said that he died in the same manner that Monica did. It wasn't a pretty sight. Amsel nods gravely. I know that you and Iger have had your differences. I will tell you that she's been badly shaken by the sight of Winter's body. She also mentioned that you found something in Winter's safe, a package full of very old discs. May I see them? Of course. Good God. Gingerly, Amsel lifts a disc from the bundle and holds it up to the light. Slowly, he begins to turn it in his hand, causing rainbow patterns to shimmer across its surface. I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. Oh, I guess maybe they don't use the discs anymore if he hasn't seen one of them since he was a child, and he's pretty fucking old looking. This is DVD-RW, a data storage medium from the mid-2000s. I'm amazed that Winter was able to find a device that could play it. Do you know how we can read these things? He puts down the DVD in his hands and quickly inspects the others. The first disc that I looked at might be readable. The others are damaged, some severely so. I have my doubts about them. For now, let's concentrate on the undamaged disc. There's a little shop outside the Data Haven. Talk to the proprietor, Malit Hoyle. She might be able to help. Tell her to put the cost of the device on my account. Why don't you do it yourself? This might come as a shock, but I'm not your errand girl. Yes, you are. I am your fixer. I find you jobs. You carry them out. That is our arrangement. Now please, fetch the damn device. Yeah, but you send me on jobs that I can get paid for. Are you paying me to run? Like, are you gonna give me 20 fucking new yen to run out and get it? I don't think so.